nation.
And Dr. Bonnie Maldonado, who's the chair of infectious disease for pediatrics at Stanford. Before that was earlier in her career was a fellow at the CDC right around the time when HIV and how it behaves. So Bonnie, maybe you could just start off by telling us a little bit about the study that you're doing and what we hope to learn from it. And I guess maybe just to make sure that everyone kind of has a sense of the basic ideas here. I mean, maybe kick us off with explaining, just what a serology test is and a PCR test and all that.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking at PCR testing and serology testing. Basically, PCR testing is a way where you can actually look for an organism in a person's body. So in this case, you've been taking a nasal swab, and looking for evidence of the SARS-CoV-2 virus or the COVID disease virus in that swab. And the way you do it is you look for a gene. There's a test, it's called PCR, and that test just takes a particular gene that's specific to that organism, and it multiplies it millions and millions of times in a machine so that you can detect that organism. And now we have that test available at Stanford and UCSF so that we can get a test result within 12 to 24 hours. So it's really rapid and it's very reliable. So that can tell you if you're infected with that virus right this minute. The other test is the serology. It's basically a blood test. And what that is it measures proteins called antibodies. And antibodies are proteins that your body makes that are directed against bacteria, viruses, anything that invades the body. And those antibodies can sometimes protect you if you see that disease again. So if you get sick now, you develop antibodies, you might be protected the next time you see that virus. And so we're going to be testing two populations. One is the general population that represents everybody in the 6 Bay Area regions that we've picked out: San Mateo, Santa Clara, San Francisco.
They are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
Marin, Contra Costa, and Alameda. And we'll have a representative sample of people based on a lot of important demographic groups so that we can track how many people have COVID infection with the virus that causes COVID at the baseline, and also look for their antibodies to this disease. So hopefully we'll be able to find out right away how many people are infected and how many people have been infected. And since we know the virus hasn't been around that long, it will mean that they have been probably infected in the last 2 to 3 months. And then what the exciting part too, we'll be able to follow those people over time at once a month so that we can see if there are new infections happening over time in the whole Bay Area. So that as we go through the next few months with Governor Newsom's,
All right.